So to start, just come into an easy sitting position. If you grabbed a blanket for your sliding prop, you can always pull that underneath your hips. And then just rest your hands onto your knees. Start to close your eyes. Begin to seal your lips so that your breath moves in and out through your nose. Start to feel the energy of your day draw in towards midline. So start to consolidate your energy. If you've been feeling maybe a little bit bubbly or disconnected, imagine as though your energy was little droplets of water. Let them start to condense, congeal, come together, forming puddles, and then let the gravity of that water drop down into the base of your pelvis. So that as though your pelvis was holding a bowl, those droplets of water begin to come into the bowl, forming a little pool, a still pool. And to breathe. Now just in and out through your nose, lips sealed. And start to slow down your breath, as though your breath was the wind blowing across the surface of that pool. You want your breath to be even and calm as to not create ripples. So that there's a stillness, a sense of calm begins to seep out over your entire body. Let this be your starting place for tonight's practice, and let it also be a place where you can tap back into. Things might become challenging or a pose exceptionally uncomfortable. It's just even, smooth breath, barely rippling the surface of that energy pool. And then if you're sitting on a blanket or a prop, move that off to the side. We'll come into Patagonia or bound angle pose. So bring the soles of your feet together, press them together. Your knees will be up as high as feels good. And if this is really hard on your hips, you can pull back in that blanket or prop. Your knees can be as high up as feels good. And if it's just really uncomfortable, you can always pull in something and prop it up under your knees. You'll need two things though. Then hands come onto your shins. You can pull your heels in as far as feels good. We're going to practice that Uddiyana Bandha. So I'm going to demonstrate again what that looks like. Sitting up, we're going to do it, or I'm going to be on my knees to demonstrate, but you're going to stay seated. So, always a good visual. You're going to inhale, open mouth, exhale. And it's a pulling in and expanding of the diaphragm up into your ribs. So you feel this suction, this lock, like a parachute, pulling up and in, spreading your ribs wide, and your digestive organs get just flattened. Your abdominals are actually not engaged. They get flattened against your ribs, and you're almost compressing them slightly. So it's a little bit uncomfortable, but then as you release your belly and take an inhale, you get this rush of energy and rush of air. So we're going to do that in Uddiyana Bandha. Now, if you're pregnant, you're not going to be able to do that, nor should you. If you have glaucoma or anything where pressure, because this is a lock, so you start to build some pressure, where pressure is not good, then you'll just stick with an easy inhale and exhale through your nose. Otherwise, hands onto your shins, sit up nice and tall. I'll walk us through it. Take an inhale and exhale through your nose. Right, and inhale. Open your mouth, forceful exhale. You'll bend forward slightly. Seal out your throat, pull your diaphragm up. I think pulling against my shins helps to find that lock. Also, slightly drawing your chin up almost draws the parachute of your diaphragm up. And then you'll release your belly, relax your diaphragm. Inhale. So we're going to do that a couple more times. If anybody has any questions about that, or you're like, this is just really not catching, feel free to put something into chat or unmute yourself. Otherwise, sit here in Patagonia. We're going to do that 2 more times. So again, you're locking, bandha, lock, starting to pull that energy. Imagine the pool of that water, pulling it up and almost boiling it like a pressure cooker. All right, no questions. All right, we're going to try it 2 more times. Inhale. Easy exhale through your nose. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale, push all of the air out. On empty. Draw your navel back, diaphragm up and in. It helps sometimes to swallow on empty. Catch that spread, flare your ribs, feel them flare front, back, side to side as your diaphragm pulls up into the space of your empty lungs. Navel is drawing back. Relax your belly. Take an inhale. Sometimes it almost feels like a gulp of breath. Once you let go of your tummy, you just want to get that breath because it's a long hold. Return to Ujjayi, easy breath in. Easy breath out. Last time, inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Release that. Relax your arms. Slowly bring your knees in using your hands. Then you're going to straighten your legs out in front of you. If your hamstrings are tight tonight, just take a blanket and you can roll it up and place it underneath your knees, giving you a little bit of support. And then you're going to want to grab your strap, your belt, your scarf, if those aren't packed away yet. And we're going to move into a half lotus twist. So you're going to take your left foot in. You're going to get the outside edge of that foot as high up into your hip crease as you can. Now, lotus pose is something that stretches the front of your ankle. We don't do that a lot in Western society in our daily routine, so it might feel a little bit uncomfortable. So you can keep that foot flexed and pull it as high up as you can. And then we're going to start to twist. You're going to want the strap, lasso it around the top of that foot, and then take both sides of the strap around your back. So you might be able to grab this foot, not need the strap. I need the strap. So take your right hand to your left knee and reach your other hand behind you. Find that strap, start to choke up on that strap. So you're walking your hand as close as you can to your foot without taking the deep twist. Extended right leg stays flexed. Inhale, sit up long and tall through your spine. And then exhale, start to use both hands to work the twist. Opening your chest up towards the left side. Maybe walk your hand a little bit closer down that strap. A little bit of you. So maybe your hand is pretty close to your hip. Potentially you can grab those toes. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, gentle twist. So again, twisting can be a little bit uncomfortable. So see if you can keep your breath even and steady. as you gently work your twist deeper. Continue to pull your left shoulder back, spine straight. And then slowly release the strap, come back to center. Extend your left foot out in front of you, give it a little shake. And then we'll move on to the lotus twist on the second side, half lotus twist. So full lotus position, in case you were curious, is that cross-legged position where both legs are on top. I find this super uncomfortable. So we're just doing a half version of that. That's where that comes from. All right, so extend your right leg or left leg out, foot flex, right foot up. Again, you want to bring the outside edge of that foot as high up on your hip crease as you can. You're kind of pushing that knee down a little bit. So it becomes more the top of your foot that's resting on the top of your quad. Strap lassos around that foot. If you're having, a hamstring prop underneath your knee, just keep it on the one extended leg. All right, start to gently twist open. Bring your left hand to your right knee. Reach your other hand around. Find both ends of that strap. Choke up. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. So again, picture that bowl of water right at the base of your spine. Keep that bowl upright. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly twist over to the right. Walk your fingers up that strap as close as they can come to those toes in the half lotus position. Inhale. And exhale. Work on keeping your neck directly lined up with your spine. So you're not so much worried about cranking your gaze over that back right shoulder. Instead, it stays more aligned with what's going on from collarbone to collarbone. Keep your extended leg flexed. Think about pressing the top of your bent foot down into the top of that leg. Take 2 more breaths. Bringing out along the length of your spine. 1 more inhale. And exhale. Slowly release the strap. Come back to center. Extend both legs out. Give them a little pat from side to side. And then you'll roll down onto your back. Keeping your knees bent. And then bringing both feet up to hover. Interlace your hands. And then whatever interlace you naturally took, bring the opposite pinky finger on the bottom. Thumbs together, and then nestle your thumbs right at the base of your spine, or at the top of your spine, rather, base of your head. And then really support the weight of your head with your palms. Inhale. Squeeze your knees together. Lift your knees up towards the ceiling. So you feel the heaviness of your pelvis start to lift, and really the sacrum, the very base of your spine, becoming that pressure point down. Exhale, curl both elbow tips up. Inhale, squeeze your knees again, lift your knees up. Exhale, bring both elbow tips to the left side. So you don't want your left shoulder to stay down on the mat in what you might think of as an ab curl. Instead, bring both elbow tips up. So both shoulder blades are off the mat. Navel down. Inhale, come to center. So you're in a halfway lift position. Your upper shoulders are off the mat. Squeeze your legs together, lift your knees up. Exhale, curl both elbow tips over to the right. So you're just a little bit off center. Your abs might start to get a little fatigued because we haven't really given them a break yet. Inhale, come to center, keeping your upper shoulders up. Flex your feet, squeeze your legs together, knees up. Exhale, both elbow tips over to the right. Extend your right foot at a 45. So leg is straight. Inhale, come to center, squeeze your knees. Exhale, both elbow tips to the right. Extend your left foot out. See if you can spread those toes. See your quad actively pressing and engaging. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, curl up, both elbow tips to the left, right leg extends. Inhale, center. Exhale, curl up, both elbow tips to the right, left leg extends. Whew. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your feet down, lower your upper body down to the mat. Release your arms down by your side. Make sure your whole spine is relaxed on the mat, feet hip width distance apart. And then with your hands, I want you to reach down and actually grab a hold of your mat, the outside edge. Start to pull the mat away from midline so you feel your arms engaged, and then flatten your shoulders down. Walk your feet in so your heels come closer towards your glutes, still hip width distance apart. So if you gaze up, your thighs are running parallel. And then slowly lift your hips up. Walk your shoulder heads underneath you, or rather shoulder blades underneath you, and your shoulder heads will start to expand. Press down through your feet. Inhale, lift your hips a little bit higher. Keep squeezing the edges of the mat, trying to pull it apart into two long strips. Draw your knees towards each other, and that'll maintain this hip width distance apart. So your femur heads are running parallel. Inhale, press into your feet. See if you can lengthen the crown of your head towards the front of your mat. Exhale, keep that length. Now pull your knees more forward. So you're lengthening your spine. Inhale, press through your feet. Keep your hips high. Exhale, draw your knees more forward. One more time. Inhale, keep your arms engaged. Exhale. Inhale, release your hands. And then exhale, slowly lower down one vertebra at a time. All right, once you come down, bring your knees back up over your hips, feet flex, shins at a 45, or a 90 rather, parallel to the ground. We're gonna take eagle just on the legs. So you're gonna bring your right leg over your left. See if you can bring your feet to either outside of the foot to the outside of your shin, or you can do the double cross. My quads are just too big, so I can never get that double cross, but either squeezing together or getting that double hinge. And then again, interlace your hands, bring them to the back of your neck, take an inhale. Exhale, squeeze your knees together and lift them up towards the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, curl up, elbow tips towards that knee. Inhale, lower halfway down. Squeeze your legs, lift them up. Exhale, curl up. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lots of engagement in the legs. Exhale, let that engagement radiate up through your abdominals. Whew. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lower your upper body down. Keep your legs where they are. This is my least favorite abdominal pose, which probably means it's the best. You're gonna take your right hand on top of your right thigh, left hand on top. Keep those eagle legs. Inhale. Exhale. Push your legs forward with your hands, but don't let them move. Inhale, lighten up. Exhale, push. You feel your lower abdominals turn on. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. So it's an isometric contraction of the lower abs. And then release your hands, bend your legs, Unwind, bring both feet down. Heel toe your feet out as wide as the mat, and then windshield wiper your knees from side to side. So sometimes that eagle leg or Garudasana legs can really get the outside of my hips triggered. So this will just kind of release and stretch the outside of your legs. Whew, all right. Unfortunately, we have one more side of those eagle leg abs. All right, we got this. Your core is warm, I hope. Hope I'm not alone in feeling that. All right, bring your feet back up to a 90-degree bend. So knees over hips, shins parallel with the ground, and then wrap your left leg around your right. So again, your foot can either double hook toes behind your calf or just press the outside of that left leg into your right shin. Take the opposite interlace. Cradle the weight of your neck in your palms. Inhale, squeeze your knees together and then lift them up. Exhale, curl both elbow tips up. It's kind of like you're a corkscrew, getting really tight. Inhale, lower down halfway, engage your legs, draw your knees up. Exhale, curl up, navel down. Inhale, lower down halfway. Keep those legs strong. Exhale. Last time, inhale through your nose. Slow exhale through your nose, curl up. And unwind your upper body. Keep your legs engaged, left hand on top, right hand on top of your left, pressing into the top of your thigh. Engage your legs, inhale. Exhale, press your hands into your thighs, don't let your thighs. Inhale, release to about 40%. Exhale, press. 2 more times, inhale. Squeezing your legs together, keeping that twisting. Exhale, press. Last time, inhale. And exhale. All right, release your hands, unwind your legs, plant your feet down, and then you'll roll onto one side, coming straight into dolphin pose. We've done this guy a lot. So you'll come to hands and knees, bring your forearms down to the mat. Now you want forearms to be parallel, elbows underneath your shoulders. So you can grab your biceps, get a good hold. That's your measurements. All right, we're all pros at this one. Press your forearms down into the mat. And if your shoulders are like, I'm not there with you tonight, you can take a modification, interlacing your hands together, pressing pinky edge down. Otherwise, palms are flat, tuck your toes. Inhale, lift your hips up. Exhale, press into your palms. See if you can bring your heels a little bit closer to the mat. Relax your neck. Inhale here. Notice if there's any tightness in the vertebra of your neck. And as you exhale, see if you can let your head hang even more. Keeping your whole body integrated, just your neck releases. The crown of your head should be hovering about an inch or so off of the floor. Keep your arms engaged. Inhale, walk your feet maybe a little bit closer in. Exhale, heels down. Again, if your hamstrings are a little bit tight tonight, modification is to take your feet wide. Maybe just don't come as far in. Feel your core. Inhale. Lift your hips up high, walk your toes in. Exhale. Almost find that Uddiyana Bandha in your abdominals, where your navel draws in towards your spine. This breath in, I want you to take into your upper back. Feel your shoulder blades expand away from your spine. And then exhale, bring your knees down. Bring them together. We're going to stretch that upper back. Hips drop down towards your heels. Bring your hands around. Palms up right outside your toes. Let your forehead come down. Let your shoulders just shrug forward. So this is called embryo pose. It's hard to talk in. You'll just let your shoulders melt forward. And as you breathe in, feel your shoulder blades expand away from your spine, ballooning through your upper back. Exhale, see if you can melt down more into a puddle. Inhale, you feel that compression of thighs into ribs. So the movement has to go into the back body. Notice that little bit of extra space even between your back ribs. And then exhale, a contraction and melting. Last time here, inhale. And exhale. Bring your hands forward, underneath your shoulders, lift out of your knees, and then plant your hands under your shoulders. Extend your legs, coming into a plank position. Inhale, find strength, length, integration. Press your finger pads into the mat. Lift your heels over your toes. Then exhale, bend your knees, slide back. Start to straighten your legs into downward facing dog. Once your hips lift up, press more through your finger pads into the mat and see if you can pull your hips a little bit higher up. Exhale, notice if you can rest your chest down to open your shoulders in your down dog. Relax your head. Keep pressing through your hands, keep pressing through your feet. Inhale. Find a little bit of more space in your upper back, just like we did in embryo pose and in dolphin. Exhale, let your heels drop down. Last breath here in your down dog. Inhale. And then exhale, slowly walk your way to the front of your mat. Uttanasana. You can bend your knees as much as you need to here so that you can feel your ribs resting onto your thighs. Now we're going to do a neck traction here. So you're going to take your hands and interlace them. You're going to take your pinkies, find that edge right at the base of your skull, and wrap your palms around your neck. Walk your forearms in so that they catch either the very tip of your jaw, or maybe even all the way around the length of your jaw. And then relax the weight of your arms down. Whew. Sometimes you even get a little pop down your spine. Whew. So that the length of your neck vertebra get a little bit longer, cervical spine, and potentially right at that transition from your thoracic to your lumbar spine, you might also feel a little bit of release as the weight of your arm and the weight of your head start to lengthen your upper spine down. One more breath in. And then breath out. Release your hands and let them come down to the mat. All right. From here, you're going to open your legs out wide. You're going to take your mat, fold it up, push it to the front of your mat, or front of your mat space. What was your mat space? We're going to get fun with our props tonight. So we're going to be doing a lot of work, again, with our abdominals. So you want something that slides. Again, blanket works. If you're on carpet, having socks works. And if your abdominals are toast from those Forrest abs, then you can do this same thing on your mat. I won't tell on you. All right, so if you're using the prop, you're gonna come to stand on whatever your slippery thing is. And we're gonna do Surya Namaskar A, or Sun Salutation A, with just this little extra bonus. Suddenly, downward facing dog is going to be a lot harder than it was just a minute ago. All right, inhale, reach your arms up. And then exhale, fold into Uttanasana. Feet hip width distance apart. Inhale, pull your spine up parallel with the ground, Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, fold. Plant your hands down onto the floor. You can bend your knees, and then you're gonna push into that prop to slide back into plank pose. Plank's a little bit harder now because if you don't pull in as you push out, then you're gonna just flatten down onto the mat. So you gotta keep that integration. Inhale here in plank. Exhale, lower down halfway. You can always bring your knees down if you want to for this transition. Then press out so that you're on the tops of your feet on your prop, upward facing dog. Inhale. And then this, I think, is maybe the most difficult transition. Exhale, downward facing dog. So you pull in on your prop, roll over your toes, and then your downward facing dog is this balancing act of pressing through your hands, pressing through your feet to find outward expansion, but then also pulling them in so again, you don't flatten down like a pancake on the floor. Relax your head so you're gazing back at your feet. Keep a gentle bend. Inhale and exhale. All right, you're gonna inhale. Exhale all of the air out, hold, and then shift your shoulders forward, pull, your feet up towards your wrists. So you're back in Uttanasana, forward fold. You might need a shimmy at the very end. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, this part feels nice. We're just balancing our weight over both feet, exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. Pause. Right here. Your breath and your heart rate might be thumping. See if you can pull back in those droplets of water, your energy back in and down to that pool of water in the bowl of your pelvis. Even out your breath. Move through it again. Drop your arms, inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, scoot the blanket back. Plank pose, take a breath in. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Kick back through your feet, press the tops of your feet onto blanket. Inhale, pull your chest through. And you might notice that there's actually a little shift in that blanket as you pull through. Inhale. Exhale, roll over your toes, downward facing dog. Bend your knees slightly, inhale. And exhale, relax your head. One more time, inhale. Exhale all of the air out. Drag your feet forward to the back of your wrists. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. And then exhale, bring your hands back together at heart center. Step off your prop, slide it off to the side. If you can kick it off to the side. And straighten back out your mat. So that can be a lot of work. So we're gonna move into something that, again, grounds us back down. You're gonna take a wide leg stance on your mat. And then rotate your toes out, heels in. Start to traction your knees out over your toes into horse stance or goddess stance. First, bring your hands down onto your thighs, a little bit more towards the inside. And notice if your knees are buckling in. You feel a weight too on the inside of your feet. Use your hands to gently move your knees out. So they're tractioning out over your toes. Draw your navel up and in. Actually, let's do Uddiyana Bandha one more time here, because this can be a really good place to find it. So we're going to use our hands onto our thighs. We'll take an inhale and slow exhale. This time we're going to do it. Inhale. Exhale, open mouth. Put your hands into your thighs. Relax your belly before you take your breath in. Press through your feet. Star pose. Lift your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands down and knees come back out. We're going to do that 2 more times. So you might have noticed in your Uddiyana Bandha, when you have your hands down on your upper thighs, elbow or heels of your hands and fingers out, and you press down, you're tractioning your spine, your back as well. So we've kind of got 2 things going on. It helps to find a little bit more lift in your Uddiyana Bandha, and it helps to lengthen your spine. So you might have felt that, especially in your low back. All right, so we'll do it again. Hands to the inside of your thighs. Kudos to you if you stayed down in horse stance that whole time I was talking. Breath in and breath out. Relax your shoulders. This time for Uddiyana Bandha, inhale. Exhale through your mouth. Seal your lips. Relax your belly. Inhale. Straighten your legs. Reach your arms up. Exhale, hands down through heart center. One more time, just through star pose. Inhale, press up, arms up. Exhale, down into horse. All right, this time for Uddiyana Bandha, if you want to, you can go into the Agnisara. That's where you're pumping the belly. So you're not breathing in, but you're just releasing and then contracting your belly if you want to. And if you want a good show, you can just not do it and watch. It's kind of crazy. All right, so hands down on your thighs. Inhale. Slow exhale through your nose. Relax your shoulders. Sit down in your horse stance. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale, find Uddiyana Bandha. Relax your belly, take a breath in, straighten your legs, arms up. Exhale, sit down in horse, hands down to heart center. No more of the ab breath work. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, down into horse stance. Last time, inhale, arms up. Exhale, down into horse stance. Hold, take a breath in. And a breath out. Sink down. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Press your feet up. And then exhale. Heel toe your feet in, coming to hip width distance apart. All right. Bend your knees gently. If you want to measure hip width distance, take 2 fists. Drop them down between your feet. Then come back up to standing. So you'll see on the screen, hip width distance is not the outside of your legs or the inside, but it's instead the femur head. So you can bring your hands to your hip points and then bring them in a little bit. And that is the line that we want to radiate all the way down into our heels. So just in case we have a unrealistic idea as to how wide our hips are, it's right in the middle there. Arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, sit down into chair pose, Utkatasana. So as you sit down, You don't want your knees to go forward and heels to lift. Instead, you want more of the weight into your heels. So you keep that really nice stacked pressure. I like to curl my toes up. In fact, that comes from Forrest yoga. So let's actually, everybody just try it if you haven't. Pull your toes off of the mat so that your pad of your foot is what's pressing down. You'll notice that your shins are turning on. I like to call those the flip-flop muscles. We gotta get those ready for the summer. Except for you people in Hawaii, you're probably flip-flops all the time. You got the flip-flop muscles year round. Pinkies forward, thumbs back. Only bring your arms up as feels good in your shoulders. And then you're gonna lift your left leg up. Keep that foot flexed, bend it, figure 4. Sit down and back. You want your ankle right above your knee. And then bring your hands down to heart center. Press your palms in towards each other. If it's feeling a little windy where you are, you want some extra balance, you just move this to the wall. No biggie. Then you're gonna drop your hands down. One hand to the inside of your foot, one hand to the inside of your knee. Keep your foot flexed. Press it into that palm and the other palm to the inside of your knee to get a little self-adjustment, making this a little bit deeper of an opening. This also, I think, is a really great way to open up the outside of your hip after those eagle or twisted root abs. Breath in and breath out. Then inhale, come to stand. Press both feet down. Reach your arms up. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Find that standing. Let the pool of water come back together. Even out your breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sit down and back, Utkatasana, chair pose. Again, curl the feet or the toes up so you're pressing down just through the balls of your feet. Move your hips slightly back. And then lift up the right leg. Keep that foot flexed. Bring the ankle just above the knee. Sit down, figure 4. Hands together at heart center. Inhale. And exhale, drop your hands down. One hand to the bottom of your foot, one hand to the inside of your knee. Keep that foot flexed. Press your foot into your hand. Inhale. Exhale, sit down and back. Provide that gentle pressure. More pressure on the inside of the knee, the deeper opening on that outer hip. And do your best to keep your hips square here. So the lifted leg, you might notice, it comes up, that hip comes up. Bring it down, and then bring some pressure down. So you have nice square hips, nice even across your sacrum before you start to add on that layer of your self-adjustment. Breath in, and breath out. Inhale, come up to standing. Reach your arms up. Breath in. This time, exhale, fold in 2. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step back to plank. Take a breath in. Exhale, bend your knees to hover. Push your hips back, straighten your legs. Downward facing dog. Again, keeping just a gentle bend in your knees. Breath in. And breath out. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Curl your back foot down and then open up Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. So you want your front left leg lined up, heel to the inside of your arch. Nice long lunge so you can straighten this back leg, really press through that foot. And then reach your arms out. Now, in Forrest yoga, instead of gazing out over your front fingers, turn your gaze so that it's in line with your chest. So your spine is still nice and straight and strong, and you can drop down, bringing your front knee forward, keeping your hips square between both legs, and your spine perpendicular, in between the two. We're gonna drop our hands back behind us, interlace your palms. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, dip down directly forward between your legs for ostrich pose. Inhale, exhale, fold. Keep pressing through that back leg. Make sure this front shoulder doesn't come to your front knee. Then inhale, pull yourself all the way back up. There's a nice little opening of the shoulders. Relax your hands. Bring them to the inside of your legs. Inhale, shrug your shoulders up. We're gonna turn. Exhale, bring the top of your shoulder blades together, and then exhale, draw them down your back. Relax your hands. Inhale, breathe into the middle of your back. Let it puff up like we did in embryo pose. Then draw the middle of your shoulder tips together. Exhale, pull and traction them down your back. See if you can sink into that front knee more. Relax your arms. Inhale. This time, bend your elbows. Exhale, bring the bottom tips of your shoulder blades together. And draw them down your back. Relax your arms. Inhale, float them up. Exhale, cartwheel, both hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Peel your back heel down. Next, inhale brings you up, warrior two. Again, gaze is in line with your spine. So I'm gonna do it this way, so I'm still facing you. So gaze is in line with your spine, not over those front arms. Draw your right knee more forward. And then release your hands behind you. Take the opposite interlace of pinkies. Inhale, open your chest. And then exhale, tip forward, ostrich pose. Trying not to let that front shoulder and front knee meet. Instead, you want space there. See if you can let the crown of your head come down towards the mat. Keep pressing through that back leg and keep opening that front knee out away from your shoulder. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, pull yourself back up. Release your hands. Now bringing them to rest to the inside of your legs. All right, we're gonna do the shoulder shrugs one more time. Inhale, bring your shoulders up towards your ears. Pull the top of your shoulder blades together. Exhale, down your back. Like a waterfall, trickling down. Inhale to middle of your back. Exhale, pull the middle tip of your shoulder blades together and down. Bend into that front knee. Inhale. Bend your elbows, bottom tips of your shoulder blades together. Exhale, pull it down. Inhale, float your arms up. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. Breath in and out. Inhale, look forward, exhale, walk to the front of your mat. Hip width distance apart, drop your fists down, bend your knees, inhale, come up to standing. Exhale, sink down, Utkatasana, chair pose. All right, so going back into that figure four, we're gonna add something. We're not gonna go into an arm balance. I know you thought we were gonna go there. Instead, we're gonna add a twist. So again, if you're feeling a little bit wobbly, you can also just let the glutes rest up against a wall, especially if a twist might add a little bit of complexity. Otherwise, we're gonna move into left leg lift, foot flexed. And then you're gonna come back to figure four, hands together to heart center. Inhale, exhale, fold forward. Keep your palms pressing together. Keep your hips where they are. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Bring your elbow to the arch of your lifted foot. You're going to bring that bottom hand into a fist, top hand into paper. Inhale, press through the crown of your head so you can lengthen. Exhale, twist. Now start by keeping your gaze down at the floor. Find a nice stretch across your back. Both feet are active. Maybe start to lift your gaze up. Whew. Flip-flop muscles are working hard to stabilize. All right, take another breath in. Exhale, slowly unwind. Come back. Press up and drop that forward down. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Sweep arms out wide. Inhale, come up. Exhale, sit down, Utkatasana chair pose. So even though this is also a really hard pose, it's a great place to feel for that pool of water, right? Can you calm your breathing here? Can you pull in your energy, pull in your strength, make it dense, make it potent. Focus on what you're doing right here, right now. Press into the left foot, lift your right foot up. Find that figure four. Exhale, draw your hands down through heart center. Keep your foot flexed. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, twist. Bring your elbow to the arch of that lifted foot. Make a fist. Press the fist down into your arch. Make sure that foot is engaged. Top hand becomes paper. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, press that hand to pivot your shoulders around. Woo. Gaze starts down on the ground. And as you slowly work your twist, a little bit deeper, maybe it lifts up to the wall. Another breath in, breath out. Inhale, slowly unwind. Press through your standing leg. Exhale, let that foot slip down. Inhale, standing arms up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, fold. Bring your hands down to the ground, bend your knees, and come to lie down on your back. So we're gonna take one final twist. This time, nice and relaxed on the floor. So you're gonna bring your hands down to your side. Keep your left foot planted. Bring your right leg up and overhead. Finding that twisted legs, but no need to integrate. Just let both knees drop over to the left side for a nice supine spinal twist. Left hand comes to the top knee, and then extend, draw your right arm out. Gaze can be up or over that palm. Inhale, and then exhale. Can you release and let that shoulder head come closer to the mat? Smooth out your breath. Let gravity slowly work those knees down to the ground and your shoulder down to the ground. Inhale, draw your knees back up. Unwind your legs, press your right foot down, and then the left leg comes up and over. Take an inhale. Exhale, drop both knees to the right. Bring your right hand on top of that knee, that top knee, and then extend your left arm out. Gaze up or gaze over your extended palm. Take an inhale. You're gonna feel that twist. Try to unwind. Your knees will slightly lift. Your shoulder will raise off the ground. And as you exhale, both those opposite ends of the twist become heavy, and the twist will deepen without any effort. Breath in and breath out. Last time, inhale and exhale. Inhale, roll back both knees into center. Pull both knees into your chest. Give it a gentle squeeze, finding this nice equal pressure from side to side. And then release both legs long. Drop your hands down to your side, palm up. Inhale and exhale. Again, think back to that bowl of water at the base of your spine. Now tipped over on the side. The water starts to pour out slowly, trickling up to the very top of your head, trickling down the length of your arms to your fingertips, trickling down the length of your legs into your toes. Slow redistribution of your energy out. Still a slow, calm surface of water. And gently pull your knees back up to the ceiling, landing your feet down on the ground. Gently roll to one side. And press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Your hands down on your knees or at heart center. Take a couple of breaths here. If your hands are down at your knees, bring them together, pressing each finger pad into the opposite. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, draw your thumbs up to third eye center. Be curious. Follow your bliss. Namaste.